Your eyes do not deceive you. Yes, this is a brand new episode of Whatever with Jason Soto. We're back. Oh my God, we're gonna have to clean all these cobwebs off. I gotta hire a maid. It's a mess in here. I'm Jason. That is Elisa Sally Haynes. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
We're back.
We're
We're
back.
back. We're back, baby.
Who knew?
We're like Ghostbusters 2. It's 5 years later. We're older. There's slime in the sewers.
Too hot to
Man.
handle, too cold to hold.
Exactly. Exactly. And filling in for Bear, we have a Nick Rehak. Hello, Nick.
Nick?
Hi,
As
hello.
opposed to the Nick Rehak?
Yeah, there's several Nick Rehaks out in the world, and we
Yeah,
have
there's
one
one
of
in
them.
Never.
Pittsburgh, and I have a mole on one side of my cheek, and he has it on the other side of his cheek.
He has a
That's
mole.
weird.
Hmm?
That's weird. I looked up
Thank
Jason Soto on Google, and there's a recording artist, and he has
Stop
an
it.
album called Jason Soto Was Here. Look up someone go Google right now, Jason Soto Was
amazing.
Here, and you're gonna see an album of that. That is not me. That is some other schmuck named Jason Soto.
Guess what? There's
What?
no other Lisa Sally Haynes.
you're
You're
one of a kind.
There was never a Lisa Sally Haynes before marriage. There's no other Lisa Sally Haynes after marriage. Because I have
That's true.
weirdly spelled last names.
This guy has a song called Cool Whip featuring Gangsta Boo and Billy Clinton.
Cool whip.
Now I wish that was me.
He has 15 releases.
Yeah, no,
Damn.
he's very prolific. Yeah, no. Imagine my disappointment when that Jason Soto is more successful than this Jason Soto.
So
Well,
here's
that's-
where it's going to get weirder. The artist's name is actually Cookbook, and Jason Soto Was Here is the name of the album.
Huh.
Oh, that's right.
Interesting.
You know what? That is right. Now that you said that, I remember that now. That's still weird.
No, bizarre.
That is
So
still
bizarre.
fucking weird. Because I don't know who that is. I have no idea who the hell that is.
Well,
I have looked up Jason Soto because I'm vain and egotistical, and I got to look myself up every so often.
that's what you got to do, of course. You got to Google yourself at some point.
Yeah, I got caught Googling myself a lot when I was a teenager.
Hey, I knew that was
but-
coming.
But
Yeah, so
Did
did he.
I knew
I did.
Nicholas.
I did.
It's been a while since I've chastised you, Nick.
Yeah.
I haven't played
Yeah.
Lamprey in a while, and that was usually when I did it.
Yeah, because I had some heavy hitters.
Oh my God, your categories were always hilarious, and I'd be like, Nicholas.
Before we get any more into the madness, just to remind everybody, I like to thank our $10 Patreon members because we have some people that gives us at Rabbit Hole Podcast $10 a month and has a bonus. They get thanked at the top of Whatever with Jason Soto, and Whatever with Jason Soto hasn't been a thing in months. So there's been some changes. There's some shakeups in the Patreon since we've last all spoke. So first and foremost, we still got Silent Partner. Thank you to Silent Partner. Katie Coons, thank you to Katie. She is really cool and awesome. Hangs out with our pal Heather. So that's awesome. Brenda, I want to thank Brenda for giving us $10 a month.
Brenda's good people.
I also want to thank Isabel for giving us $10 a month. I do not require Rabbit Hole people to be a Patreon member and or to give us $10 a month. They've just done that on their own. So thank you to Brenda and Isabel for doing that. I want to thank Tim for being a $10 Patreon member. Thank you so much. Rose, I have to thank Rose. Thank you very much to Rose. And Sandy, thank you to Sandy for being a $10 Patreon member. If you are like, holy shit, I get mentioned at the top of a crass comedic podcast, I want to do that. Patreon.com/Rabbit Hole Pods is where you want to go. And you could give us money at the $10 tier. And if you don't want to do the $10 tier, we have several others. And those people I will thank at the end of the episode because they're also equally special, but they'll get thanked at the end. But yeah, so patreon.com/Rabbit Hole Pods. I miss doing the show, honestly. Cause I've been busy with the other podcasts, but they're very pointed. Like, I got to watch a movie or I got to watch a TV show. And then I have fun. I don't want to say that I'm not having fun. I'm enjoying them. But I miss doing this show because I get to just talk about bullshit for an hour, and then Lisa gets to roll her eyes at me for the whole hour. That's how she gets her workout.
That's my cardio.
Yes, her eyes rolling. And then Nick is here because he can handle the weirdness okay.
Yeah.
And anytime we do our MST3K podcast together, we take time at the beginning to just kind of talk about stuff.
Yes,
and it's probably like the funnest part of the show.
Possibly. Outside of the giggles we get every so often.
Yeah.
Every so often we'll hit a slippery slope.
I still to this day, Nick, and this was just like a few episodes back, whenever Steely Dan comes up, I still laugh at Danny Boys.
Tell me why that's the exact same what I'm thinking. What are we shining right now?
Apparently.
We are. What am I thinking now?
You're thinking about how I have a can of Calumet right here.
Dude, actually, yeah. What is this, room 237?
What is that, huh? 217, like it's in the book? Where's my copy of the book?
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick.
But the documentary was called Room 237, which is
no, it was. If I had my Blu-ray shelf, I would pull that off the shelf because I have that as well.
There you go.
But anyway, yeah. So if you're new to this show, I go off the rails on this one. But I gotta talk about something. This has been on my mind for like 2 months now.
Yikes. That's a long time to hold on to something.
I have not had a podcast to rant about this. So here we go. Do either of you read the comic strip Mary Worth?
No. So first of all, I don't read anything currently. But way back when, I might have read a couple here and there, but never like the really adult ones because I didn't think they were interesting.
Okay. I only started reading Mary Worth about 15 years ago because they had a bonkers storyline where some guy was stalking Mary Worth. And it was the weirdest fucking story. And in case anyone doesn't know, Mary Worth is a comic strip that's in the newspapers.
Yep.
And it's about an old lady who lives in a small town in California. And she lives in a condo. And usually the stories in the comic strip involve her and the people in the condo. So this guy moved in like next to her and was like madly in love with her to the point where he was literally like breaking into her apartment at night. And then she rejected him. So he went to the liquor store, grabbed a bottle of tequila, drank the whole bottle. And while drinking the bottle, he was driving and he drove off a cliff and died.
Good grief.
Now tell me that is not a comic strip
Brown.
you would not want to.
Holy hell.
I looked it up. You know that comic book started in 1938?
It's a very old comic, yes.
It's only ever been written by like 3 people.
Yeah.
The original person from 38 to 79, Saunders from 74 to 04, and then Karen Moy from 04 to now. That is insane to me.
Yes. Wow. It is what's called a legacy strip.
Don't say.
It's one of those like strips that's been around forever. It has no end in sight. It's just gonna go on until we all get fucking nuked in probably any day now. Really,
another 13 years, it'll be 100 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, I'm kind of fascinated because it must still be, there must still be getting enough money somewhere. Like,
it's got to be worthwhile.
You're not reading it in a newspaper, are you, Jason?
I am reading it off of a website.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's fascinating that any comic strip is still out there because it's not a newspaper. And so like most, I think, of the readership would have come from newspaper readers.
I will say, though, that it's such a legacy strip that any newspapers that do print comics, that's one of them.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that and Garfield and like Family
Peanuts.
Circus and Peanuts still. Like whatever.
Zippy.
It's one of those.
Yep.
Probably not that one, but
Zippy, he's got the like. It's almost like a Conehead.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I know what Zippy is, but I don't think that's. Right, I don't think it's a legacy one.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that one. Like Doonesbury and
Doonesbury. That's one I couldn't think of.
That was one.
Yeah,
and
that is one.
You sometimes get non sequitur because that one took over for the Far Side.
Yeah.
Mother Goose and Grimm.
Yep.
Yeah. Side note, I used to read this one called Foxtrot.
Yeah.
And
I remember
then
that one.
it ended in like the 2000s, and I was bummed because it was one of my favorites, and it featured this kid named Jason, who was like a super nerd.
Wait a minute, that's your name.
And he was like a super nerd. And he made movie references. He was a nerd, and he and he annoyed everyone around him. That's like me. That's 3 on 3 right there.
Nah, I think that's 2 out of 3.
That's 2.
Okay. Anyway. So what I'm mad about? Okay. So one of the storylines that's happening now, like currently, it actually started 2 months ago. One of the neighbors are these 2 people named Wilbur and his daughter named Dawn. Now, Wilbur and Dawn, for whatever reason, this comic strip has it out for them. They're like the losers. All the bad stuff that happens to them for some reason.
It's a bummer.
So it's very. I'm telling you, this comic strip is fucking wild. I am highly recommending everyone start reading Merryworth. It's like a hidden gem. Because it's nuts. Okay, so Wilbur's...
It's a soap opera.
No, but it's like weird shit happened.
Yeah.
A guy drank tequila and drove off a fucking cliff.
I hear that's a thing, though. I mean, it's not suggesting that tequila made him drive off the cliff, right?
Oh, he was stalking an old woman.
He
got rejected and bought a thing of tequila and drove off a cliff.
It's not like the little worm in the tequila bottle said, "Hey, I've got an idea. Let's go off that cliff." You know,
that would have been even better. I would have. Oh man,
I want to go, Mrs. Torrance.
That would have been even better. No,
yes.
Okay.
Is there a monologue where he's in the car talking to himself, or he just goes?
Talking to the tequila worm.
I don't remember. I just remember him drinking. I just remember him drinking the thing, and then next thing you know, you see the car flying off the cliff, and then the next day's strip was Mary getting the news that he died.
Yikes!
And she was like, "Oh my god!" And then they moved on, and I was like, "Okay, well, that's done." Anyway, moving on.
So she doesn't care about this guy, is what you're saying?
In a way, she didn't.
I mean, she rejected him. She was like, "Oh, whatever."
That's fair. That's
in
fair.
a way, she did not.
He killed himself. Wow, way to make it about you.
Okay, so Dawn. So she's been home alone because her dad Wilbur is out of town doing something. And this was prior to New Year's. She went out to a club with her friend. But just for context, the daughter's like 21 and she's in college.
Okay.
So she went to a club with her friend and she was lamenting about, I can't find anyone to date. I've been having unsuccessful luck with dating someone. And so she meets this guy. I'm going to tell you this guy's name and you're instantly going to be like me and fill in everything about this guy. Go ahead.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Can I get 3 guesses?
If you didn't Google it, yes, go ahead.
I did not Google it. I'm going to go with Chad.
Nick's an honest guy.
You're close, but no.
I'm going to go with Greg.
No.
I'm going to go with Dale.
You were very close. The name is Dirk.
Dirk.
Now fill in everything about the name Dirk that you could possibly fill in.
Is he a porn star?
That is this guy.
Oh yeah, Diggler or Nowitzki, the basketball player.
He may as well be, but no.
Hey.
Either way, they're playing with balls.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
So the whole thing is, now remember, this is a comic strip. So I don't know if they're drawing this guy to look attractive, but she swears he's the hottest guy in the face of the planet.
Okay.
And so she's like, oh my God, he is so hot. And so she gets to know him and then they start going on dates. Now, what's been happening is he is basically a bully to her. Like, he constantly belittles her. He makes fun of her. There was this whole thing about she couldn't wear her contacts for a week for some reason, so she wore glasses. And so he kept calling her nerd girl. And she's like,
Lord.
I don't like being called nerd girl. And he's like, why not nerd girl? And so that was like a whole thing. And then,
so we want him to drink the worm too, then, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm getting to that. So, she confronts him about this, and he's like, okay, the reason why I lashed out was because I don't like changes. When I was a kid, my parents got divorced,
Red
and
flag.
it made me feel uncomfortable with changes. So now anytime I met you, you didn't have glasses, and now suddenly you wore glasses. I took an issue with that. So now,
how long have they been together? 2 days?
yeah, pretty much.
And if she can't wear her contacts, what else is she supposed to do? Just go feeling her way around?
Oh, there was like a week where she was doing that because she didn't want to be called nerd girl. So she's like, I'm going to go without my glasses. And she kept running into walls.
Jinkies.
Because he's a dick? Jeez.
Yes. I'm telling you, yes.
It's like Twin Peaks. You only smoke one kind of cigarette, Shelly.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Okay. So now, she agreed to go on a double date with this other guy that she used to date. That's a whole other issue. We're not going to.
Oh, that's going to be a problem.
We're not going to unpack that right now. That we'll be here all night. I could do Mary Worth lore for like 5 hours.
You won't.
So don't let me do that. That's a whole other story. Anyway, she goes on a double date, and so they go rock climbing. And so this is where we find out Dirk is very competitive, and Dawn did not climb the rock wall fast enough, and so he got mad at her and called her a bunch of names. But because it's a comic strip, they used like the pound sign.
Oh, he was using inappropriate words.
Yes, very much. Which I either it could be anything as simple as just bitch, or it could have been cunt. I don't know. It could be the gambit. The gambit could be wide. Considering how much of a dick this guy is, neither would surprise me. Okay, so what's happening now? Oh no. So she was upset. And so Mary Worth, in case you're wondering where she fit into this, she saw Dawn crying because of this whole thing about Dirk yelling at her and possibly calling her a cunt. I don't know. And so Mary Worth is like, what's going on, Dawn? And she's like, I'm in love with this guy, but he's really mean to me. And Mary, in her defense, she's like, oh, he sounds like a bully. It's not a healthy relationship. But she goes, no, he opened up to me, so he's a loving guy. It was just one fucking time.
It also sounds like a standard abusive relationship. So
it really does.
And so now they're, as of today, like today's comic strip, they're on a double date again, and they're going bowling, and Dawn is bad at bowling. So obviously,
does he call her
obviously Nerd Girl is going to be terrible at bowling.
Yes,
Pinhead.
Right.
No, it's more exclamation, pound sign, blah blah blah.
Oh what? God.
And that's where today's strip ends. Now here's the thing. I have a feeling this is going to end horribly.
Well, let's hope so.
I mean, physically.
Like he's going to choke around like, you're going to love me, bitch.
Yeah. Because there are signs that, he's, really unstable.
There?
And I feel like that's what they're leading up to. And I think, it's going to be a situation where he beats her so badly that she's outside, and Mary's gonna come upon her and oh my God, Dawn, call 911. And then Dawn's gonna be like, no, it's okay. He loves me. He's really hot. That's her defense, because he's really hot.
Well,
he's a looker.
Oh God, this is not okay.
I know.
The Crystals.
The what?
The Crystals. You ever hear that? It's a girl group from, I think, the 60s.
I think so. I think that's the
Phil Spector Project. They had a song called He Hit Me, parentheses, it felt like a kiss, end parentheses.
What?
Yes. And literally the lyrics are, he hit me, but I know it wouldn't hurt. No, he hit me and it proved that he loved me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
wow.
all about, hey, I stepped out of line. I'm sorry that you had to hit me.
I can't.
It is a real bummer of a song. I listen to their greatest hits every so often, and when that song comes on, I'm like, no, thank you.
Switch. Oh my God.
That is crazy. I mean, that sounds like 60s or whatever.
I mean, yeah.
It sounds like a 60s song, but
woo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that could be the theme song to this. this comic strip right now. But the reason why I'm complaining is because that's like, I feel like what they're going to. It's like such an obvious conclusion. Because I feel like nothing's going to be done like in a good way. Now what I want to happen is I want the other guy that's on this double date to like beat the shit out of this guy. But I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
Well, how old's Mary?
Mary, she's supposed to be an old lady.
Yeah.
We have an age. I think she's supposed to be between 60 and 70 something.
What if she beats the hell out of this guy?
That would be awesome.
That.
You know what I mean? Real
That would be
She's going
awesome.
like Jamie
That
Lee
would be
Curtis
awesome.
in the more recent Halloween films.
That would be awesome.
I'd be down for that.
Now, I mentioned there are other neighbors that are here. One of them is a big husky guy. He's a professor. It would be hilarious if they got him to beat that guy's ass.
And he comes up to him. He's like, "I'm going to teach you a lesson." And it's like, all right, dude, we get it.
Yeah.
Because he's a professor.
Go read Mary Worth. It's people probably don't think about it. They probably like think like, oh, it's a fucking comic strip about an old lady. No, there's so much
Apparently,
that happens.
there's a lot more to it here.
There's so much, like, I could literally talk about this for like hours. There's so much crazy shit.
I feel like this is a prelude to your new podcast, Worthwhile. There's something about Mary.
I can't. There's something about Mary. That's good.
Worthwhile.
That's good.
Damn it, Nick. Where were you months ago when I needed names for podcasts?
I was at the hospital because my wife was sick.
Jesus Christ.
And segue.
Okay.
Too real. We're on the other end of it, though.
I don't even know where that came from.
Came from the heart, Jason.
It just came out of fucking nowhere. You blindside. You may as well have just like beaten me with a pulp with that. Like, damn,
What did you with science on that one?
Out of nowhere. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That was fun.
Do you like learning hard facts about people's career and personal life?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear people's achievements and dirty, dirty disgraces?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hear filthy movie summaries and a lot of foul language?
Oh, yes.
Want to guess who's dead based on a list of interesting facts?
Wait, what is he? What are you doing?
Oh, hey guys. I'm just making a commercial for our podcast, Rehearsing Around.
But it's a podcast where we speak of the recently deceased celebrities.
Yeah, and we play a game called Are You As Brain Dead As They Are, where I do my best to leave Izzy, Chris, and Brenda unfulfilled.
Yeah, we do put the fun in funeral, don't we?
But why the hell does this sound like a phone sex ad?
Yeah, are we sure we really want to go this route?
Listen, guys, there are two things in this world that never waver in income, and that's sex and death. Sex sells, and we're talking about death. We're cornering the market with this ad.
Nothing good will
Yes,
come
sure.
of it.
You can find us at rabbitholepodcast.com or wherever you find your sexy podcast by looking for Rehearsing Around. That's HEARSING, and we'll see you around.
Cocksuckers.
Lisa, I don't know how I'm going to segue to this, but it's been months. What have you been up to? I know you went to like astronaut camp and you gambled a bunch.
Well, that was a while ago. Yeah, that was all a while ago. That's been, I've been back and we've been talking since then, but
yeah, I guess.
I don't know. You know how it goes. Trying to get that pole installed.
Yeah, I keep
Just trying to get the work done.
I keep trying. I mean,
You
yeah.
went to the space camp in Huntsville?
Yes. Yeah, I get to go 2
Lisa-
summers ago.
Lisa is a certified astronaut. She can go to space if she wanted.
Yes.
I was there in 2019.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
It was a fun time. It was a really fun time. Hot as hell, and I hated that.
I was there in January, so I got lucky.
July.
Ooh.
Um,
Oh, who played that out?
Not me.
Well,
it was a large organization celebrating a large group of individuals, and that's when we get to go because this is when educators have time.
It had to be around your job.
Yeah.
It had to be around your job.
So I walked around.
Middle summer.
I walked around with a neck fan. And people like goofed on me, but then it was great because I'm wearing a tank top and shorts and my neck fan, and then we'd go indoors for like various little sessions or classes or whatever it was, and then everybody else is like freezing and putting on sweaters, and I still have the neck fan on, and it's still on in the room with the air conditioning, and I'm like, still not cold enough for me. I still need more. Thank God I could recharge it. I froze out my roommates. Like we slept in dorms and we were in a suite and there were like 3 of us, and the lowest it would go was like 68 or 66 or something. And that's what I kept it at. And the 2 of them took every blanket in the space and I did not use one.
Wow.
So yeah,
You're from the north. Can we do something?
It's so bad. I'm like, one of them was from the north with me, my Massachusetts buddy. The other one is from Arkansas. So that poor darling, like she put up with me. But Massachusetts was frozen too. So I just, it's bad. It's not good at all for me. It's
the thing I've learned about Lisa.
I swear to God, I think I feel temperatures 10 to 15 degrees differently than people.
Like it's never too cold for Lisa. Like
no.
I swear we could move her to the Arctic and she'd be in that outfit she just said, tank top.
I'd be in
fan.
window
or something. It's a little
tank top
in here.
And this is before menopause or any of that. I still haven't even gotten.
I wasn't even
range.
blaming your age, anything. Like I've known you for a few years now.
Yeah. It's not going to be good. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just it sucks.
You're complaining about like it being 57 all January, whereas Indianapolis it was like fucking negative 14 degrees, and then you were like, why can't I get that? And I'm like, I would gladly switch places with you.
We had snow and like icy rain today. Like they actually schools were not in person today. Because this was supposed to be a lot worse, and it ended up kind of being a small bust.
Same with us too.
That being said, I'm fine with that because the alternative Murphy's Law would have meant that we went in and it would have been a disaster. But there's a bunch of snow coming Saturday night and there's a bunch of snow coming next Tuesday. So I'm down.
I think we're going to get hit with that too down here.
Oh, man.
I'm hoping it's going to be bad in a sense that I'm off work for a couple of days because we're off on President's Day.
Agreed.
So it'd be nice to.
That's what our school vacation is week after next. So like President's Day is like the beginning of that break. So I'm ready. Let's go. Like today was delightful, even though I sat in front of my computer literally all day, like sending emails and checking in with kids and that sort of stuff. I actually work more when I'm in front of my computer teaching. And I didn't do any live meetings. I don't do that. I just do like asynchronous stuff and I check in with everybody. But there's nothing like, a day at home midweek when you're not expecting it. It's just the absolute best thing.
Agree.
So
It really is.
I agree.
The only thing is, I have to go tomorrow, but that's fine.
You can't enjoy the sunny days without the rainy ones.
I guess I can get through one more day.
It must be nice to have President's Day off because I do not get that honor. Which is weird for me because I worked for the government.
Yeah.
So you think I would.
Well.
But then I thought about it and I realized what they did. I think we had to trade President's Day for the day after Thanksgiving and the day either before or after Christmas, depending on how things fall.
Oh, gotcha.
So I think we had to sacrifice President's Day for those. But then a part of me is like, I kind of wish we got President's Day off.
I know,
because
it's a 3-day weekend somewhere.
Because the last day that we got off was Martin Luther King Day.
Right.
The next day we're not going to get off is not until Good Friday, which is in April.
Really, you get off Good Friday?
We do. I don't know if that's an Indiana thing because this is a very religious red state, or it is a federal thing. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Because I tell people that, and they're as surprised as you were. Like, really, you're off on Good Friday? But I think I have noticed like banks are closed on Good Friday.
Interesting.
I think
I thought Easter Monday, but I mean,
I could be way wrong, but I do know we are off on Good Friday, and typically our schedule does follow some kind of federal guideline as well. I work for the state, but usually we follow federal guidelines. So I don't know what the reasoning is, but we are off Good Friday. But that means I don't get like a additional extra free day off until April. So
it's like being in school.
It basically is, yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like there was a point. So I'm in the Northeast. Because North Carolina is part of the Northeast now.
Yes.
And there we have February vacation and April vacation. We don't have like 1 week in March. We don't have like that college spring break kind of thing. Well, there was a time when various districts, my district included, decided to get rid of February break in favor of getting out a little sooner. Now, there's a whole like rigmarole to this because various districts have different calendars. Which districts have the Jewish holidays off, which start after Labor Day, before Labor Day, whatever. So my district, we start before Labor Day and we do not take Jewish holidays. So we get off from school usually right around June 11, 12, 13. Whereas there are some other schools around here that don't get off until into the 20s. So they decided to take February break so we could get off a week earlier. I said, excuse you. Like, that sucks. So we had like February weekend for about 3 years. It was like the Monday and Tuesday. So President's Day plus the Tuesday, which meant that the very first time I ever had to go to school on my birthday was the day I turned 40. And I was very salty about it.
Oh, man.
But thank you, COVID. The state went to a full calendar during the pandemic and we all had February break. And then since then, we've all gone back to our own calendars and my district has kept February break. So thank you. Because it's funny. People look at us and they go, you've just had a break in December. What they don't understand is how awful January and February are.
Yeah. No, January.
It's awful.
January, I swear, feels like 18 weeks long.
Yes.
Like,
and everybody is so sick.
Yes.
Norovirus and the flu is everywhere right now. And it's like, if I have to buy any more Lysol to keep my desks clean, who knows? So it's just like, you know what? Let's get the break. Let's get everybody healthy again because March is a bear. March, you don't get any days off like you just said, Jason. That's what prompted me to say this.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, ugh. And then you get to April and it's like, okay, I can do this. I can make it to the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But the
second
and third quarter, it's a rough time of year, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't be complaining too much because my previous job, I worked retail and I basically had to work all the time.
That becomes chaos, yes.
So, and that did include President's Day because for some reason, that's when all the big sales happen.
Of course, that's when all the car sales. So my husband works in car insurance and holy shit, constant. Like President's Day is not a good weekend for him.
I bet. Oh, I bet. Yeah. No, for some reason, it's almost like Black Friday light.
Yes.
On President's Day, like they want to put all the stupid shit on sale. And they were like, okay, it's President's Day. Everyone has to work. You got to come in and do this. You got to set this up, blah, blah, blah. It was always like my least favorite weekend to work like outside. Like at least Black Friday was just one day.
Right.
Like they would extend this the whole weekend.
Oh,
It'd be like God. President's Day weekend. Like starting Friday, you could buy this chair for $7 or some shit.
We got a sale on pens or something?
Yeah.
Going out,
seriously, it's hideous.
Like, buy one stapler, get one free.
Swing line's
not
crazy
okay.
this year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was always like where I worked, it was always the furniture. Like all the chairs would go on sale.
Yeah.
Now here's an insider tip that everyone knows, but I'm gonna make like this it's an insider tip. So everyone play along with me that this is something you've learned for the first time, all right?
Okay.
So the sale prices is actually the real price, and then the price that they're saying that they're slashing it down is the manufacturer price that the store never sells at that
Get
price.
out.
So if a chair says it was 159 and they're selling it for 129, it's always 129. The 159 is the manufacturer's suggestion price.
Yikes.
I know, nobody knew that.
That's
God,
crazy.
I'm like Martha Stewart up in here. I'm going to go in prison for insider trading.
That is
Man,
crazy.
I know, right?
Sick to my stomach.
Deep secrets coming out here on whatever.
I don't work for I don't work for that company no more, so fuck them. So whatever. Whatever, I can give all the secrets out.
There you go.
I
love it.
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about it the other day because I was cleaning around my stuff. You know what I found?
What's that?
A stack of blank DVDs.
DVDs or CDs?
DVDs, like the
Wow.
recordable, like you can record on DVDs. And I was like, oh, I remember when I used to do this.
Scribe.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And I was like, oh, I remember when I used to like I used to do a thing.
Pirate.
I used to do a thing with DVD. Let's not get into the details right now.
No.
But I remember doing that a lot in the 2000s. And I was like, and I looked at my computer and I was like, it has a disk drive, but it doesn't have a burner anymore. And that's so weird. Like now computers don't even have drives. I think I got the last computer with a drive.
Yep.
I built mine.
You have to buy like external ones.
Yeah. Yeah. The external ones that plug in through USB, or when I custom built my computer, I made sure I had a disk drive, Blu-ray player, reader, writer, the whole combination, because I always get CDs in the mail and I like to burn my CDs, have digital copies. Sometimes I want to watch movies while I'm doing stuff. So,
yeah. I actually mixed in with their water CDs as well, but it was mostly like DVDs. And then the thing was, I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. Because it was like, do I actually throw these out? Like, I didn't know. I mean, I still, they're in the other room right now, but I don't know what to do with them because it's like, okay, I don't have a burner. Nobody has a burner, like a burner, like a DVD burner anymore. So it's like, well, what am I going to do with these? And then it's just sitting right now, taking up space and dust.
Here's what you do.
Okay.
Go on one of the social media outlets and say, hey, I have a special film related projects. Send me your address. I will send you something in the mail. Right? Send a blank DVD disc and be burn a film to the disc.
Well, how?
Don't tell me what it is and send it back. And include like a postage stamp or something like that.
Oh.
So this way you'll get randoms in the mail and you'll have no idea what's coming, dude. How incredible would that be? Or if you want CDs, ask for mixed CDs. Be like,
if anyone has a burner, but that's the thing. I don't know if anyone even has a burner.
That's part of the excitement. You don't know. And then if they don't, well, now they got to deal with it. It's no longer your problem.
Oh my
god. I don't know what to do with these fucking. So if anyone is listening and they somehow have a CD/DVD burner and you want a bunch of blank discs, email me at whateverjasonsoto@gmail.com. I'll just send them to you. And you can have them because I don't know what to do with them. Felicia in her infinite wisdom was like, you should decorate with these, but it's like, no. Like that's even more outdated. Like that used to be like a 2000s things where you would glue like the CDs onto the wall.
Oh yeah.
You know what you got to do? Take the blank CDs, download your copy of Jason Soto is here, and just start mailing it out to people.
That's it. That's the one.
There you go.
Do custom artwork on every CD, like, one of 50 or whatever. And
that is perfect.
Yeah. And I did find out the hard way that some of I will give a warning to everyone listening, that some of the DVDs did not age well because I was playing one of them the other night and it kept stopping, like it kept skipping.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But with that said, whatever, jasonsoto@gmail.com if you need a bunch of blank discs. I just randomly remembered I was going to tell another story on the show. Because this also happened during our extended time off of whatever.
God, you got all kinds of things. This is
Yeah,
great.
I just now thought of it too, because this was the craziest fucking thing that happened too. This happened in like November, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So setup. I'm at home, and it was like one of the last nice days where it was like kind of like 74 outside. It was sunny. I was home for I was sick. I had the respiratory.
Oh God, yeah.
I had a respiratory thing back in November.
Yeah.
So I was home from work from that. It was a Friday afternoon. I was just at home trying to get over it. It was super nice outside. I had all the windows open, letting all the cool, fresh air come in, trying to get over this respiratory thing. I'm watching The Sopranos in my living room and working on my book at the same time. Okay. I'm sitting in my living room and I hear, you motherfucker! And I'm like, what
Holy
the hell?
crap.
And I paused The Sopranos. It wasn't The Sopranos, although it wouldn't surprise me if it was, but it wasn't The Sopranos. And so then I hear it again, and it's coming from outside. So now I look, and I don't see anybody outside. Like, there's nobody, like, on their balcony. There's nobody standing around. So, just really quickly, directly outside my window is, like, a retention pond. And then across that pond is another building, another apartment building. Okay. I keep hearing, you motherfucker, like, over and over and over again. I come to realize it is coming from one of the apartments across the pond, and they also have their window open. Now I'm like,
rear window is what you're saying.
This is basically,
I know where this is going.
This basically will become Rear Window in a second here. Okay.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, okay, something's happening over there. And then I hear very faintly, you broke my phone. You motherfucker, you broke my phone.
That's a deal breaker right there.
And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, somebody broke someone's phone. So now I get really nosy, and I actually go to my balcony at this point. I'm like, I don't care if they see me. It's a nice day out. I could be outside enjoying the weather, and I just happen to hear a fight.
Instead, you just do one of these.
Yeah. No, I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna be right there, and I'll listen for this. And
He's standing out there.
So basically what I have gathered from all the shouting was the apartment across the way. It was a guy and his girlfriend, and then like the girlfriend's friend. They all lived together in his apartment. Okay. The guy broke the girl's phone. Okay.
Okay.
She's really, 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 really upset about this.
Sounds
like
it.
really, really, really upset. And to the point where he leaves. Like, I see him walk out. Like, it basically was like Rear Window. Because you know how in that movie you could see them walk out of the apartment? Like, to that day, I was able to see very clearly them walking out of the apartment, going down the stairs, and then leaving the building. I usually don't see that, but that day I did. So then, while the guy's gone, she is like, I can see... first I hear a bunch of commotion, and then because like the blinds were still down, but they were turned open, stuff was hitting the blinds where I figured out she's throwing shit in this room.
Oh my
like
God.
She's so mad that she's throwing stuff all around in this room, yelling, motherfucker, my phone is broke. I need my phone.
Oh my God.
Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. And stuff is hitting this blind, and I'm just standing there like, what the fuck? And then the friend leaves the apartment, goes, and I saw the guy. He then like walked around the pond and then kind of stood in the parking lot for a minute. The friend went and like, I saw them talk. And then I was trying to figure out, okay, were they like, was she telling him, maybe you don't come back tonight?
Yikes.
Maybe you go stay with, I want to make a musical reference. Maybe you go stay with Tyrone. You know that song, Tyrone.
And he can't use her phone.
Yes.
Well
Yes!
done.
There you go. Yes. Nick with the win there.
Nick is very good. Very quick, this Nick.
He is. That's why I had him here. Okay. So while they're outside, no, she's still throwing shit in the apartment, yelling about her phone, like going nuts. Okay, this is going on for like half an hour, like just yelling, "Motherfucker, you broke my phone!" Stuff being thrown around the apartment, everything.
Jesus.
Eventually, things kind of quiet down. And I'm like, okay, maybe she wore herself out and she passed out. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back to my apartment. I'm going to go sit back down. I'm going to go finish the episode of Sopranos. And then, suddenly then I hear more commotion and then I hear a door violently open. Oh. And it's the patio door. And she like threw that thing open. And so, because I'm by a window, I look out the window. She's then hauling out an office chair to the patio. She then lifts the chair over her head, throws it over the railing of the patio. She's on the second floor. It lands in the pond, and then it just starts like bobbing up and down. And then she goes back. I swear on my mother, this happened. I watched this with my 4 eyes. And she went back into the apartment, slammed the door again, and then kept yelling again. God. Like, you motherfucker broke my phone. Like, that was like the catchphrase of that evening. Motherfucker broke my phone. And so the friend kept coming in and out of the apartment. She kept leaving the apartment and coming back in. That guy, like, yeah, he fucked off the Tyrones. He's gone now.
He's all getting that bottle of tequila.
Like, yeah, like, no, fuck this. I'm gone. So I didn't see the guy ever again, like, that night.
Wow.
He's probably dead. She probably killed him.
And so, her yelling went on, and again, not an exaggeration, 3 more hours. Like off and on,
tired, right?
You would think. I kept thinking she's got to get tired. No, she just kept yelling. And I mean, you have to be yelling at the top of your lungs for me to hear you on this side of the pond. I'm not next door to her. Oh my God, I felt so sorry for the people that were below and above her in that apartment.
Trying to take a nap? You're just like, come on.
No, she just kept yelling about her phone. Motherfucker broke my phone. How am I gonna get by without a phone? I need my phone. Like, she just kept yelling, and it was to nobody. Nobody was in the apartment. It was just her. She's just yelling this into the world, into the void.
People.
Eventually, it got dark outside. By the way, during all of this, after the chair's still bobbing in the water.
Isn't that the worst? Like, that's such a massive middle finger and so embarrassing. The chair's just like, what are you gonna do? Like,
it was just
having
bobbing.
to watch it.
Okay. So now, epilogue now, the story. So eventually she dies down. She gets quiet. I think she left. I don't know, but it did get quiet in the apartment. Because I was still kind of getting over sick, I couldn't sleep very well. So I was kind of still up in the middle of the night. I would notice movement in the apartment, and I mean like 2, 3 in the morning. Like, she's walking around. She was not shouting. She was done shouting, but she was still moving around that apartment until 2, 3 in the morning. The next day, chair's still in the pond. Mm-hmm. And then I don't hear nothing from that apartment for like 3 days. Like, nothing. Like, it's now dead quiet. And then eventually I do see people in there. And like the following Monday or Tuesday, I see her sitting on the balcony, and she had a phone in her hand. So she bought a new phone.
She got a new phone.
Or the guy bought a phone. Somehow she got a new phone. I'm going to assume the guy bought it, but who knows? And then a week later, they no longer live over there. And I'm going to assume they got kicked out probably by complaints.
Yeah,
I mean, what else is going to happen?
But you want to hear the real funny thing?
Yes, please.
As of this day, February 6, 2025, that chair is still in that pond, but it is sinking very slowly.
I'm going to need a picture of this chair.
It's still like floating?
No.
Need a picture
it's
of this
been
chair.
sinking so slowly where, like, the last time before the pond froze over. I don't know what's going to happen when this pond unfreezes, but before it froze over,
chair's coming back to life.
The tip, like, just you guys can't see my chair.
Sometimes
like,
the tip, Jason.
Corner,
just the tip.
The tip corner of the chair was poking out. It eventually moved like norther, like it moved north in the pond.
Norther?
North. Yes, it moved norther.
Jason is not here to teach us grammar, Nicholas. Let's go.
I meant to say further, and then I was trying to say north at the same time. So that's why I said norther.
That's fair.
That's why I said norther. It moved north in the pond. And then it just kept slowly, like I saw it through each day, it just kept getting lower and lower.
I can't.
And now it's under ice until the ice thaws in fucking March.
Holy shit. That is insane.
Yes, that was in November, by the way. I was stressed that was November. Early November, like the first weekend of November, too, on top of that. Like I said, it was the last nice weather weekend we had here in Indianapolis. Then it got stupid cold and rainy and snow, and then a chair now lives in our pocket.
Well, I guess I wonder what he got for Christmas this year.
Well, I have to assume
a new girlfriend.
I was gonna say I have to assume they probably didn't last a relationship.
I don't know, unless he's really hot.
I have to assume somebody broke up with somebody.
Maybe he and Tyrone got together.
Ooh. Yeah, there's your Mary Worth plot twist right there.
There you go. I'm telling you.
We need a Mary Worth to solve this problem. She could have came over. The thing too about Mary Worth is she always bakes something. That's the other thing about her. So she could have came over with like muffins and been like, "Oh, I heard that you lost your cell phone. Let's talk about it." You don't need to rely on technology all the time. You can just go enjoy the world.
Just make some simple muffins.
And that's banana bread.
Yeah, no, that was fucking wild when that happened. And I got to see it. And it was during the middle of the day. Like, I would not have normally have saw that if I wasn't home sick. I'm sick at work. I would have came home, saw a chair bobbing in the pond and been like, what the fuck happened?
It's like your Blue Velvet almost. Instead of finding an ear in the park, you find a chair and you're like, what? That's a new noir mystery right there. Why is there a chair in here? And you find this undercover DVD pirating ring, and somehow they're still making that happen. And you're like, wait a minute, I have DVDs too.
I have come home, and I've talked about it on the show, to like weird things. At least, I don't know if you remember months ago when Bear was actually still here. We were talking about, I had a thing of eggs show up on my stairs. You remember that?
Oh,
Lisa?
yes, I do remember this.
Okay, Nick, I got to fill you in. I came home from work one day, and I'm walking up. I go to walk up my steps because I'm on the second floor, and just like on like the 8th step, there's just this carton of eggs. And before everyone makes egg jokes, this was like a year ago. So this was before eggs. This was before eggs became like $1,000 a carton.
Yeah, it was like an egg-ternity.
It was, yeah. Oh my god! Now I'm gonna slap.
Oh my god!
I was on your side until you did that. You lost the goodwill from the other joke.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. That was unexpected.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
See, that one's better. I like that one.
I'm calling Mark right now. He's going to come over. He's going to come over. No, it was just a carton of fucking eggs in the middle of the staircase. And I'm like, okay.
Expired? Still
now, good? Okay, here were all the questions that I had.
Okay.
At that time, it was just us and one other like family across from us on the second floor, and that was it. The other 2 apartments were empty. So I was like, okay. And then on the first floor, it was just, I think 2 other apartments on the first floor were also. So I was like, okay, there's 4 of us. Okay, but it's halfway up to the second floor. It's just a carton of eggs. So I'm like, okay. So, and it didn't look like it fell out of a bag. Like, it looks like it was purposely placed. Like, it wasn't cockeyed. It wasn't on its front. It wasn't any kind of way. It was like literally like somebody deliberately put these eggs there. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. I check the expiration date. They're new. They were just bought. I opened the carton of eggs. 6 are missing. The other 6 were in there.
What?
Yeah.
I have so many more questions now.
I asked probably the same questions. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened. Why are these eggs here?
someone's carrying groceries, and somehow one slips out of a bag or something happens to like, I'm going to come back to it, or they don't even realize it's happened. Somebody else is like, oh, wow, eggs. I don't need that many. So they just take 6 thinking, oh, someone's going to come back. At least they'll get the rest. And then like that is insane to me.
It's so good, right?
Yeah. And so what I end up doing, because I don't know what to do, I end up just taking them. Because again,
free eggs, I would have.
It's just, and I want to stress to everybody, this was before the price of eggs went skyrocketing. So nowadays, I would have been like finding fucking golden.
It'd be like Charlie running home.
Exactly. And I'd be like, fuck free eggs. Hell yeah, let's go. But no, at the time, it was really fucking weird because I'm like, why are these here? Like, they were deliberately put. There's really hardly anybody in this building right now. And why are 6 missing and 6 are still here? And why are they like in the middle of the staircase? It wasn't on the top. It was on the bottom. It wasn't even by the mailboxes. So it's not like it could be
it's
like
just randomly there.
Yeah, it wasn't not like somebody was thinking, I only needed 6 eggs. Here you go, neighbors. Have some eggs. I'll put them by the mailbox. No, they were on the fucking staircase.
Yeah.
Halfway up.
I love it.
That's
so like see like shit like that like happens all the time. So seeing a chair in a pond, I would have been like, that's weird. But another day here at the old apartments I live in. Oh, you.
It's so weird.
It is. It's yeah. I don't know what the fuck is up with this place.
That is. People are weird, man.
Yes.
People are weird.
Yeah, especially around here. Especially good old Indianapolis, Indiana.
There you go.
All right. I think that's a good place we can wrap up. I want to thank everyone for checking out our show. We are back. I will try to get back onto a schedule with this. We are going to try to maintain some kind of schedule here. Please go to rabbitholepodcast.com. You can listen to all the other episodes of Whatever with Jason Soto. While you're there, go check out the other podcasts that are on there. There's like 10,000 podcasts you can check out. So much to check out. Movies, TV shows, music. Yes. Interpretive dance. Hell yeah. We got that. Not really. We don't actually have that. But maybe Lisa might want to do that one. We'll see. Rabbitholepodcast.com. Please go check that out. I want to thank the rest of our Patreon members. Chris R. from After Credits and Hersing Around. Thank you so much to Chris R. The Vern. Thank you so much to The Vern.
Hey, Vern.
Carl.
I owe him movies.
Oh, you owe him something.
I owe him movies. Vern, if you're seeing this, I'm sorry.
Carl. Thank you so much to Carl. Lackey. Thank you to Lackey. I want to thank Toby. Thank you so much to Toby. Kevin. Thank you so much to Kevin. Serena. Hey, thank you, Serena. Bear. We got to thank Bear. They are still very much a Patreon member.
Yes.
And then we get 2 new ones during our break.
So cool.
Troy. Thank you so much to Troy for becoming a Patreon member. And actually, this one joined today. And I've been eliminating. I was messaged some time ago, like, maybe don't read these people's last names, but I have to read the full name here. So I am sorry to this guy. I got to read your full name because I have to. Frank Doodle Willis. Thank you so much,
amazing.
Frank Doodle Willis.
It's not real.
It's very real.
For becoming a Patreon member.
I believe in you, Doodle.
Yes, thank you to Frank Doodle Willis. If you want to have me say your nickname as a Patreon member, you can do so at patreon.com/rabbitholepods. The sillier the name, the better. I have no shame. I will say whatever the fuck you want within reason. I will not say certain things. Obviously, you heard me say cunt, and everyone
we have
wins.
some class here.
Everyone winced every time I said that word, so you know I don't have shame, but I will not say certain things. But within reason, make a cool nickname.
Jason has a line. Who knew?
Hey,
you
should know what those lines are. There's
I do know the lines.
Very. Yeah, I'm not going to say that.
There are lines.
Any event, patreon.com/rabbitholepod is where you can go. We do have a $1 tier. If you think $10 is too much, you know what?
Too much for this quality content.
That's fair. I'm not even going to argue that. Fine. You can join us at $1, but that $1 will go a long way, believe it or not. It helps us out here. I use every cent that the Patreon money goes right back into the podcast network. I pay for the website. I pay for the Zoom thing that I use. I pay Bear for graphic art stuff. And so much more little stuff I don't need to bore you all with. But I don't keep any of it. I've not used any of it for cocaine and hookers. That's my personal money. That's the money that I get from the government. I use that for cocaine and hookers. Your guys' money I use for the network. So there you go. Thank you guys very much. Nick, I want to thank you for swinging on by. I may just have you just be a regular here until Bear comes back.
You know how to find me.
You're a lot of fun to do this show.
We like having you here, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Nick may come back next time. Lisa, always thank you for being here. I appreciate you as always.
It's a fun time. I like doing it.
Everyone out there, thank you so much for listening. Wash your goddamn hands and keep your head in the clouds and your feet in the mud. Adios. Copyright 2025. Rabbit Hole Podcasts, rabbitholepodcasts.com.